First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now. Thank you for joining us. We live stream on YouTube, Facebook, our website, and our apps, and we appreciate all of you who join us here for the conversations we get to have and the interviews that we get to talk to, and that's talking to people who are out there doing a lot of different things, including restaurant workers who, over this last week that we've all gone through, I'm going to admit it, I'm tired from this last week. We're all tired from the ice, from the snow, from everything that's been going on that's been preventing us from being able to do things. But that also means people have not been going out as much, not been going to restaurants, and that has an effect that just really reverberates all across our economy and for everyone in it. And that's why we're going to be talking about this right now. Joining us from Bar Diane, we have Alex Combs, we have George Rico, and Alex and George, thank you very much for joining us here to just have a conversation and talk about what you're going through. And to start off, though, can you just tell everybody, a little bit about yourselves and what you do in the industry?
Yeah, I'm the chef of Bar Diane, and this is Alex. She's the pastry chef. We run a small little wine bar, with, fresh, seasonal, local food. And yeah, right now we're going through a real tough one with this crazy weather, kind of compounding with coming out of COVID and, everything starting to normalize, I guess.
Yeah, I would just mention that, post-COVID hasn't been as lucrative as pre-COVID was. And so we're kind of already struggling as service workers and as business owners and the whole industry. So January is always a time for bracing yourself financially. And when these storms hit and we actually just have to close down altogether, it's a really, really difficult thing for those of us who rely on tips, who rely on getting as many hours as we possibly can to make rent, to make any sort of bill payments that we need. And so, just not being able to get to work and not seeing the same amount of customers that we would normally see is just absolutely detrimental.
Yeah.
Also to just mention that the way that most of us get to work, some of us, a lot of us don't have cars. So, it's taking Ubers now and putting other people at risk on these icy roads and whatnot. And yeah.
And I would imagine, not only that, so, like you mentioned, coming out of COVID, which was absolutely hard on the industry, and then finally, some things picking back up, and now something like this, where I would imagine, a week of this can be really devastating financially to everyone involved. Yeah,
absolutely.
Talk about that a little bit.
To us, our purveyors,
Yeah, because that's the part that a lot of people, I think, aren't thinking about so much, is that we have to get our food from somewhere, and they're also struggling. So this is just a long chain of people trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah. All the way down. I think that's a great way too, just to remind people that, this is a chain that goes all the way down for when you get your stuff, and let alone if you're forced to close for several days, you already have some stock and some, your supplies there that some of those could be perishable. So losing those, I would imagine that's as well.
Yeah, I know that that's one of the things that I've been reading from a lot of other businesses is just the amount of stuff that they've had to throw away. And I know that that's us included, which is, that's just money being thrown away. And that's always hard, even on a busy week, if you don't sell through something. Yeah. So when you're just not selling anything and you have to throw stuff away. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for, what's a message that you would like to get out there to people who maybe are sitting at home and not necessarily going out as much? What would you say to them to encourage them?
That's hard right now because, we want people to come out, but it's pretty dangerous still. It's still icy. I wish kind of that the city was more involved in the, prepping for this, if we knew it was going to happen, or we knew to some degree that it was going to happen.
I feel like we definitely know to some degree that it's going to happen since I've only been here 2 years, and this is already the second time that I'm experiencing this. So yeah, it would be great to expect people to come out in these ice storms, but I mean, part of the reason why businesses are closing down during these times is because they don't want to put, customers at risk either. I mean, this is time to break an arm or a wrist or whatever,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would say the best advice is like, once this is melted, like we can't make up for this week. There's no way. But what we can do is make up for it when this is all melted and people can come out. Like, I know it's dry January and it's a slow time for businesses, but still come out and have something to eat, and when you can, when it's safe.
Yeah, have a mocktail over at Bar Diane.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Mocktails are huge. Yeah. You can still follow
Yeah.
January if you want. I mean, that's nothing stopping that. Well, yeah. I mean, I just think it is so important though, because just to get this word out there and get that information out there and let people know, what it is that you're going through, and to go out and to support local businesses. That's important for everyone. And no matter where you're at on that chain, whether you're the customer who's going in and supporting it, and getting to enjoy something local,
Yeah.
but then everybody down that line as well.
Yep. Totally agree.
So what are some other ways, once this is cleared up, go out there, support, anything else that you think people can do to help support?
I mean, just check in, check in with if you know someone in the industry, whether it's an owner or just someone that's working, honestly, check in on them. I feel like that's when the aspect of community really comes in. And, just even if there's nothing you can do, but just give them emotional support, check in.
Yeah, absolutely. The emotional support is huge. I would say also just like look at your favorite restaurants, bars, whatever in town, and see what they're doing for their employees in this moment. If they're looking for help, I know that food carts are really looking at a rough time right now because they're outside and pipes are frozen and
Can't even get to them.
Yeah. And so I would really just check in on your favorite businesses, on your friends, and just see what you can do for them.
And just so everybody can know too, where is Bar Diane?
Bar Diane is on Northwest 21st Street. It's right across from Cinema 21. We're kind of tucked in a little alley, but beautiful spot. Beautiful date night spot.
Very good first date spot.
Yep, absolutely. I've been there. It's great.
Yeah.
So that's certainly something, so everybody knows where they can go for that. But to get out there and just be supportive, and I think that's important. Anything else that you want to share with everyone?
We also have a sister market right next to us called Negocion. If you have any, meat, cheese, wine needs, come in and get us. We'd be happy to, sell you anything, really.
Yeah, if you want to host a Bar Diane night at your own place,
Yep.
go over to Negocion.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Well, and final question, just to talk about both of your specialties. What would you recommend on the menu for people if they come in, like say for the first time? From both
Right now, if you want something nice and hearty, you can just come in and get our beef dish. We'll have a couple specials this weekend. Some nice mussels for that nice, just frothy goodness. And then, come in, get a cheese plate, get some tinned fish, anything really. Come in to have a drink.
Yeah.
Nice.
Agreed.
Alex, okay. Awesome. Well, Alex, George, thank you very much for joining me, and appreciate it.
Thank you.
And taking some time and sharing this. And, thanks for all you do. And get out there and support as soon as you can. So that's kind of the message that we're getting across there. So appreciate you joining me here
today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for making this happen. And for everybody who's watching, again, thanks for joining us. This is Fox 12 Now. So we're live streaming from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom, and we get to have more longer form conversations like that for this show. If this is your first time watching, this is one of the things that we get to do. And if you ever have an idea for a segment, feel free to send me a message. You can email me fox12now, fox12now at kptv.com, and we can talk about it, and maybe we can get you on here and have a conversation like this, like we just had with Alex and George. So that's it for right now. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to sign off. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12.